Hey everybody, I've fixed the damned elevator and I've abandoned the idea to use invoke method inside the from Game Creator 2 because I guess it's a problem with multi-threading and tasks. So it could be a bit of mess, and also I wasn't able to move the slider, probably because Game Creator is working on multitasking and multi-threading, sorry, so and tasks. So for that reason I completely redesigned entirely the elevator system. And to do this, I've made the main object, which is the elevator HUD, which have a bunch of stuff. Because the character is in third-person controller, I need another camera to focus on the HUD display. And for that reason, I've made a variable to store the camera. So on trigger start, I set the camera inside the variable, which is this shot with interacting shot tag. Still not fast at all, but I'm not sure. Maybe on building it could be faster, or maybe there's something else. Anyway, I stored the interaction camera, the current level, which is set by hand, and the destination level, which is set by the buttons that I have added to the display by hand, at least for now. And then I have the slider value, so this is set by hand too. The script that I've made was automatically fix all this value, but anyway, so I know that I'm on the medical center, which is the level 2, so I set the value of the slider to level 2. Indeed, on start I could set slider value to current value, but it's useless. So if you have to set one value by hand, why not two? Anyway, so when you push the button, the player look at the display, or better, sorry, when you interact with the HUD, so it's on interact, we set the value inside the player for other purposes to true as interacting. The player is not controllable anymore, and also it get moved to this marker. And then I move the camera, the interacting shot, which is this one, to the camera position, which is an empty game object. And what else? I move the camera to the camera position. I change the shot from the third-person camera to the interacting camera, and then I set the focus because you never know what could happen. So the interacting camera anyway is targeting the HUD. Then when you click the button, when you on button I set the trigger to enable, so when you click the button this trigger get enabled, and so run this stuff. This is useless. The player should play the action, the animation of clicking the button, but it doesn't work because I didn't have the animation. So it will play beep, then set the variable to destination level, which is on the elevator HUD. So destination level will become 4 for example. In living area we'll set to 4, then I activate the logic, which is this one, and then I set to disable the trigger for the next action. So when you click another time, if it could happen, so I activate the logic. The logic is the messy, because on trigger, on enable, we run this condition, which is this one. So if if the elevator is if current level is below the destination, means if I'm here and I want to go here, then I run the action go up. In other case, I run the action go down. Let's see. On go up, for example, I increment the variable slider value, which is stored in the elevator HUD. So I increase the value of slider value, which is this slider, to 0.1. 0.1 maybe it's a bit slower, and I could increase it. I will do it for sure, I guess. Then I set the text inside the slider with the value with the slider value, sorry. And then I wait 1 second because it's a loop and it's dangerous to do these things, and a little wait could be a good idea. Maybe I could try like this to be faster. And then I run this condition, which is quite important, because if the slider value is below the destination, means we need to run it again. So you may say, in theory, this instruction mean restart instruction could be useless. But if I deactivate this, didn't work, so for some reason I need to restart it. Else means if the slider value is equal to the destination level, we don't. So I run unlock player, which set all my stuff, like player is controllable again, set the third person camera, and so on. Hide the mouse and lock the mouse into the center and stuff. Same things for go down, but in this case it's so it will subtract a value from the slider value, because we have to go down. So I show you how these things work. I still wonder why I need the restart instruction. We can do a test indeed. If I disable this one and I run the game and I mute it, you have to enable the player. So if I run this, indeed, as you can, it's working once, but not properly. So for this reason, it's important to have this enable. Yeah, these things should run this action from the start, but it didn't, so I need to restart. So then if I click here, this damned thing, probably because he didn't like the fact that I have disabled and re-enabled on the fly. So let's start it again, and now it should work. And yeah, it's a cool stuff, because on this way you can do basically whatever you want with this method, because you can for example, where am I? Let's take go up where I enable the player and restore the camera, the cursor and so on. But at this point you can use the system that I used on the early video, where I said stop player, teleport player. So you can basically teleport him anywhere in the scene, so from one level to another, for example, or load a new scene. Indeed, I've made a new scene, which is this one, and then I think about making a new level which will be massive, with many things all around. So because this scene is coming from the intro, I want it to be light. I want to be this scene very light, because the intro is composed by 4 scenes and it switch from one to another, so it have to be loaded fast. But once you have completed the scene, and so the player stand up from the bed and the character customization is done, you can get on the elevator, go anywhere else, and then when you come back to the elevator to go back to the medical center, for example, you will not be in this scene, because this one is from the intro, but in another scene where the part of the intro isn't present, and so you know what I mean. Thank you, and I hope to be useful in some way to anyone. See ya. Bye. Ciao.